Giving all praise, honor, glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and the sincere shalom to the Akim out there pushing the sincerity and the truth and the sound doctrine. Um, yeah, man, it seems like no matter what happens, Jake is just going to be Jake no matter what. The so-called black people, Latino, Native American, mainly the so-called black people, man. They're going to be who they're going to be no matter what, no matter the circumstances, no matter the situation. It could be a blizzard and stuff like that. So you see here, this guy's reacting off of a black woman, uh, snowing in another black woman, I guess, over taking her parking spot or whatever the situation is. Now there are a lot of ways to go about this, right? Professionally, should I say? Um, there are many different ways you can go about this, but Jake is just like I said. Jake is going to be grimy no matter the situation, no matter the circumstances, no matter what. Jake is just going to be Jake no matter what. There is no reasoning with Jake. There is no bargaining with Jake. Y'all remember that one cut scene on the first Terminator when Kyle Reese, he was explaining to Sarah Connor that there is no reasoning with the Terminator. There's no reasoning with him. There's no bargaining with him. There's no pity. It feels no pity, no more remorse. And it will stop at nothing until you are gone. You remember that? That's so-called black people, man. No matter how you look at it, there is no reasoning with Jake. I'm talking to you from personal experiences, man. From personal experience. Literally, not too long ago, we almost got into a physical altercation with Jake because all I was trying to do, because I admittedly I probably made a mistake, even though I still to this day don't believe I did. But I went around there and I was trying to apologize to him, and he got all rowdy, he got all combative, and it's just like, bro, what are you doing? Me and the other brothers, we was like, bro, what are you doing? We come here in peace. We told him like 10 goddamn times. And he wasn't trying to hear it. He wasn't trying to hear it. And then what happened? Everybody else got involved. It started off with everybody saying, hey man, what's going on? Then his demons just started jumping on everybody else because they're all demons too. They started getting on everybody else, and then the black woman, and then the Jakes, they started getting all rowdy. So we walked off, and we called the police, and sadly, that's what we had to do, man. But that's what we got to do. That's how we got to settle it now, because there is no reasoning with Jake, man, none at all. So, like I said, no matter the situation, right? No matter the situation, Jake is going to be grimy no matter what. So what we try to do is we try to tell you people out there, for if you're listening, if you're a listener, stay the fuck away from Jake, man. The best you can. The best you can. I'm talking about the black man and woman. All of them, man. They're all demonic. Right? They're all demonic. Right? They're all demons. And they always have been. When you read the stories of the Bible, that this how we know that we are the true people of God, man. Look at us. Those rats, they can get along. The small hats, they can get along. They call themselves Jews, and they're not. And they fit none of the curses or the blessings. They fit nothing. Look at us, man. Look at us. Do you see? Do you see? Do you see those small hats doing this to each other? If they accidentally probably took a spot that they probably didn't know, or whatever, everybody was on the comment board saying, "Well, yeah, she went to the house because she knew." Uh, you have a when you live in a neighborhood, you always have sort of a feeling. Even if you're in the right, you always have sort of a feeling of when people do certain things, because you know people around the neighborhood. You know how they are. So for the people on the comment board saying stuff like that, it's just like, well, she probably had a feeling that that was her. She probably didn't know it was her parking spot, but she probably had a feeling. It was probably nothing there, to say, hey, this is my parking spot, don't park here. So probably assume, well, hey, maybe I go park, there. Like I said, man, Jake is going to be Jake no matter what. All right. Proverbs 4:14. Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men. Right? Go not in the way of evil men or women, whatever. All right? Avoid it. Pass not by it. Turn from it and pass away. Yeah. Don't have any dealings with this stuff, man. No dealings at all with this stuff at all, man. It is not worth it. Your blood pressure getting all high, stuff like that. You know what I mean? You in a store, you get into it with somebody. It's stuff is or wherever you at. Wherever you at. You could be on the road and somebody cut you off. Stuff is not worth it, man. It's not worth it because they demons are going to test you, man. The Lord's going to send demons to test you. And through Esau, you could thank Esau for us behaving like this, right? Because you got these Edomites making posts about so-called black people doing this and that and the other, right? And what you Edomites don't understand is we didn't always act like this. And I know I said that we've always been grimy. You can look at the stories of the Bible, but what happened before that? Why were we grimy the way we were in the scriptures? It was because of heathens. It's always because of the influence of heathens. Us, when we had peace, for I believe it was 40 years or something like that. I believe it was like 40 years or something like that. I can't quite remember, but it was on the line of that. Do you think we had this stuff going on? No, because we were in our normal, natural mindset during that time. Anytime before that, except when we first were created, I guess, and anytime after that, which is the time we in today, right? No, we were always grimy towards each other, all the time, man. This is part of the curse that we have to endure, though. That's just what it is. You got a lot of people out there that don't really understand why we are how we are because they just say you're just apes, you're just animals, they're just bugged out YNs and stuff like that. This stuff is created. Think about it. The YNs are how they are because of what? Rap music, the media. Who controls that? That's obvious. YNs are created. We weren't always like that though. We are a holy people or royal priesthood who have fallen. Right? We are now degenerate. Why don't degenerate? When you look at the definition of degenerate, it goes into inferior to one's ancestor, to one's generation before then. Why does a degenerate, the title of degenerates, go to the heathens? Well, it's simple. It's because they did. We think about the definition that I just now said, right? We were always a royal priesthood. These heathens weren't. That's why degenerate goes to us. Because, like I said, the heathens they weren't a royal priesthood. They were nothing, and they still are nothing. The only reason there's something is because it's for our punishment. Other than that, when we out of this crap, we're not gonna be doing stuff like this. When we get in our rightful mindset, we are not gonna be doing stuff like this to each other, man. To really anything. We won't have a reason to. Everybody's gonna be at peace. Nobody's gonna be angry. But for the time being, while we here, we gotta focus on what we gotta, go through right now. For the time being, while we here, do this, man. Enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men. Meaning, do your very best to avoid some situations you can't avoid. I got a note on my car not too long ago of an evil fat black woman, right? Complaining about me blocking I guess it was a little walkway and my car was kind of parked a little bit in front of it. I didn't see it, right? I didn't see it. But am I going to go see these demons will make you act like them, right? So just because I got this note on my car, I could have bowled it up and threw it in a yard, you know, shoved it back in the mailbox, or stuck it on her car when she got back. Because when I saw it, she wasn't there. But I'm not going to do that. See, that's walking in the path of evil men. I could have took all that snow, because the walkway is it's surrounded by hills of ice. So what I could have easily did was took that shovel, because she complained about a walkway that she didn't dig out. By the way, I didn't either, but she didn't dig that out. Um, uh, you know, I could have took the shovel and just knocked both those hills of ice over the walkway. But what good would that do? That would just cause more trouble, right? That would just cause more trouble, and it wouldn't look good on my end because I'm supposed to be spiritual. But what I simply did was I just moved the car back some, so they don't have the right to complain. Like I said, those demons, and they will make you like them if you're not prayed up enough. Then that's the point of this video. Stand prayed up and faithful. It says avoid it, pass not by it, turn from it, and pass away. What are some of the ways that you can, turn away from it and avoid it? Like I said, don't entertain it. You see a little problem, don't turn it into a big thing. You know what I mean? Don't turn it into a what this just now say a snow war. Don't do that because later on in the video, rightfully right, I guess rightfully so, she got mad. The one that she snowed in was out there, and the police was out there, you know, kicking the snow off and pushing the snow around and stuff like that or whatever. And they started both back and forth and arguing and fussing and stuff like that. It's crazy though. If it was a man, he probably would have been thrown down, thrown in jail, and and all kinds of stuff. But the black woman does this stuff because she is allowed to do it. She's allowed to do anything. That's why she does it. She has no fear of any consequences, right? So let's go here. For they sleep not, except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. Like I said, don't entertain the crap, man. Don't entertain it. Like I said, you out and about, somebody cut you off. Don't go and speed up and cut them off. I've seen thousands of videos when people tried to do that, and the one that got upset at the person cutting them off, the one that got upset is the one that ends up getting into an accident. And why is that? Because you're following their ways, right? They sleep not. They're not going to sleep unless they see you upset. They want you to do that, but when you don't feed into it, you go home safe, and they go back to their misery or whatever they got going on. Especially if you in this truth, man. And that's who this is talking to. Us in this truth. We know the answers, right? What the hell do they have? We have the Lord Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. What the hell do they have? They have nothing. What? Brawling wives, football games, cigarettes, shiesty masks, makeup, BBLs, you name it. That's what they got. Big X the plug, Sexy Red, Glorilla, Nicki Minaj, you name it. That's what they got. And what are those things? Those are corruptible. Those are corrupted. Salaki, those are corrupted. Corrupted, vain things. We have the Lord Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI, which is greater than all of that stuff because one-on-one, he's the one that created that crap. Right? To be for the wicked. Remember, the Lord does all things for himself. Yeah, he created the wicked for the day of evil. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much the point of this video, man. Don't feed into the wickedness, because when you do that, right, You're behaving as them, which means you got no right to judge them. So if you're, you call yourself a prophet and you're standing out there throwing on garments and, you know, judging the people, and somebody cuts you off and then you speed up in traffic, you speed up and then you cut them off, right? Well, really, you're doing exactly what you're judging them for. And you're being a hypocrite. You're being a hypocrite. And this is a very important scripture. That's why I'm focusing mainly specifically on this scripture, only on this video, because this is a very important scripture as to show you how to not be a damn hypocrite. When you do exactly what they do, so like when you feed into them, you're doing exactly as they do. You're walking into the path of the wicked. Right? Like I said, this is just Jake in general, man. And try your best to stay the hell away from Jake, man. Right? Good Lord, man. Like I said, no matter the situation, man, y'all could be bleeding out together, man, and they'll find a way to screw you over as you're bleeding out, man. Leave it to Jake, man. They'll do all kinds of things because they're wise to do evil, but to do good, you can see they ain't got no knowledge, which means they bring no substance to anything. Anyway, giving all praise, honor, glory to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, without Shalom.